Yo, what's going on, 60 SamDaDude Squad? Today we are playing a duel, and we are playing BACCHUS in the A to Z series. Now, BACCHUS he's got a couple of changes. Not like a whole bunch of them, but they are worth going over. Let me just go ahead and get my build straight before we start yapping. My clear is gonna suck. I'm thinking I might just go conduit or bluestone. Let's just go bluestone here, and then obviously straight into the life binder that I think is probably the best item in the game, if I had to guess. So let's go over the items while we're paused. So obviously, you can read all this. It's a ton of stuff. You can pause the video, read whatever. But essentially, it's just like Smite 1. You get bonus stats the more drunk you are. Smite 1's, whenever you drank, you healed a little bit. In Smite 2, you heal a little bit. You get strength and intelligence buff. And you get damage. Now, the damage, you can either use the aspect or not use the aspect. I personally am not using the aspect in this game, but I will explain that after I'm done explaining the abilities. But for the sake of this video and me not using the aspect, the one gives you bonus damage with obviously two different damage types, the normal damage type and then damage scaling based on your protections, your physical and magical protection. So the more protection you build, the more damage you do, which is why he's a really good damage support. Obviously, you know, his 2 is the same, except with a bonus of just like his 1, he has protection scaling on his 2. So again, building protections is going to mean you're going to do more damage. Also, if you are drunk, or in this case, tipsy, which, by the way, tipsy is literally this, it's just this like middle one. This is tipsy, and then this is drunk. Or this is tipsy, this is smashed, and this is drunk, or something like that. I don't know. It's something like that. But when you're tipsy, aka when this bar is pretty full, when they land, they are slowed by 20%. The slow doesn't scale, but obviously the damage goes up. And then the 3 is the exact same thing. You do tick damage, just like in Smite 1. And then if you hit the last tick of the damage, they get stunned. Okay, you just got the minis there. And that's basically all of BACCHUS. I mean, there's not like a whole bunch to it. He's just BACCHUSing. No, I don't have the 1 leveled, obviously, right now, so I'm not going to get, like, extra damage from my auto. Now, something to keep in mind is this Thanatos will probably go tanky because he does have the aspect on, Aspect of Reaping. And that Aspect of Reaping gives him, instead of getting healing from getting last hits, he gets maximum HP. Now, I can't kill him there because he has Blink, so if I blink, he'll blink. No big deal. I don't mind. But yeah, let's just, I mean, I think that's really all I need to explain, actually. I was going to say let's explain more, but really it's just the fact that his 2 slows when they land, his 1 does bonus damage, and he gets a different variety in stats from his passive. The scaling off protections is probably the biggest change with the 2 and the 1, because that's something brand new to Smite 2. There's nothing in Smite 1 that scales off of protection. Also worth noting, it's not really new, but a lot of people don't know about it, is that the 3 does provide 40% anti-heal. It's not a new thing that is with BACCHUS, but people don't utilize it a lot, so I figured I'd mention it. The ultimate, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, is the exact same. It's, you slam down, you do damage, they get intoxicated. Actually, there's a little change here that if you're smashed when you use it, you get a little bit of a bonus damage. You get some bonus damage. If you're smashed when you ult, you gain extra strength and intelligence for 6 seconds. I actually did not know that. So even I'm learning stuff right now. That's pretty good. Hey, thanks to your videos and explanations, I just started playing Smite again. A question I have, though, can you explain new CDR? So CDR no longer comes in a form of percentage, but in a form of a stat. And that stat is called cooldown rate. And I'd have to check the stat sheet I have, but essentially cooldown rate is just cooldown reduction, and I believe it's 60 cooldown rate is equal to 40% cooldown in Smite 1. There is no cooldown cap. There's no cap for any stat in Smite 2, so if you want to build more than 60 cooldown rate, I actually had a game where I played Nemesis and I had 115 cooldown rate, and my 2 was on a 3.8 second cooldown. It was a lot of fun. So that's just how cooldown works. Doesn't your aspect utilize your 1? Your aspect changes your 1 scaling from protections to strength. However, I feel like in Duel, spamming protections isn't even bad. And if you're getting more damage from building defense, it's just kind of a win-win. You can have 100% cooldown. I mean, technically not. I don't think you can build a variety of items that will give you enough cooldown rate to give you 100% cooldown. At least it's not in the game yet. But maybe eventually you can. But I feel like they would probably monitor that pretty close. How many aspects does each god have? Each god only has 1, and some gods don't even have any yet. They're still applying aspects as is. They're still creating them. Also, something that I want to mention too, Matrix, is the reason I'm not using the aspect is because it doesn't change your 2. It changes your 1 to scale off strength, but your 2 also scales off protection. So I feel like building protection and not using the aspect is a better way to play than scaling off strength for 1 ability and protections for another ability. I could be completely wrong, but that's just how I look at it. All right, let's grab the ult. Don't scythe me. Nice. I'm just going to go Mystical Mail here because, again, I want to build protections. I scale off of them really well. And Mystical Mail is just a good item in general. Can you remove aspects after the match starts, or is it exclusively during pregame lobby? Aspects can only be applied or removed before the game starts.
You have slain an enemy. Deicide.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of damage right now, man. I'm doing a lot of damage. I still don't have a point in my 1, by the way, so I'm not getting any damage from my 1. But the damage scaling I'm getting from my protections, it's already at 63. I'm getting 63 damage just from my protections, and I literally only have Mystical Mail. I missed. I'm curious, does Mystical Mail actually proc my Life Binder? No, it's only if I hit him. Okay. I just wanted a little bit of check-in. A little bit of check-in. You can jump on me if you want, but I think you'd probably lose that fight. In fact, I'm kind of confident you'd lose this fight too. Okay, I missed my auto. Died to Mystical Mail. Mystical Mail. This is a really bad matchup for Thanatos. I mean, maybe it gets better later, but right now it seems pretty atrocious for him. Shout out to this guy for sticking it out. By the way, I know that you guys didn't see it over on YouTube, but on Twitch, they saw it. Which, by the way, come check out the Twitch. It's awesome. This guy just gave me the game of my fucking life. I played... who was I? I played Mordred, and he played Bologna. The game was like 36 minutes long. It was so close. I got so close to losing that game. I ended up making a comeback and winning, but geez Louise, I was close to losing. All right, how much damage am I getting from this now? 79 damage. 79 additional damage just because of my prots on my 2. I do gotta level up the 1, by the way. The 1 is actually like one of the best abilities BACCHUS has. In Duel, I don't know if it is. Like, I think a lot of people have played, including me, have played BACCHUS solo. And in BACCHUS solo, you want to level the 1 because it's a lot of sustain and a lot of poke. But I feel like in Duel, you want more clear than you want sustain because the map is so small. Also, you can see right here, now that I leveled my 1, it does 10 base damage, but because of my protections, it does 72 damage. So it's quite a big difference. And I got a bunch of attack speed with my berserkers. You probably need to ult this. There it is. My 1 is dealing... I don't actually know how much bonus damage my 1 is dealing. Let's check. 82 damage. You can see here, you can see the orange number. 82. Pretty damn good. Now I want to go more into damage again. I want to go back to Soul Gem. Just getting a lot of sustain through this. I get healing from my 1. I get healing and shielding from my life binder, and I get healing from Soul Gem. A ton of sustain, very hard to deal with. I might be able to just kill him here, honestly. I took 1,700 damage from Fireball. BACCHUS is crazy. You think Polly will be okay here? Polly is actually going to be my next item, yeah. Polly is going to be my next item. And then after Polly, honestly, you could do a lot of things. You can go Rod. You could even just go a Hydras if you want. Where's Polly? Up here. Something I'm still getting used to is where the items are in the shop. Yeah, it's just crazy, dude. I really like you could definitely build BACCHUS more of a strength character, like an auto attack based strength character. And then you could go like, I don't know, Tekokage, which gives you like move speed and stuff. Gives you move speed, gives you cooldown rate, stuff like that. And then you could even go like Jotuns, and then you can go Hydras, and then you can go Poly, and you can just scale off of strength. And then you can use your 1 with your aspect on and just like completely one-shot someone. So that's definitely something you could do. I personally think that building like the tanky normal BACCHUS route is probably just a bit better. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that BACCHUS game. That was obviously a little bit shorter than a lot of the other A to Z games, but you know, not a whole lot to talk about with BACCHUS, and that was a counter matchup in my favor, which almost never happens. So we take the dubs when we can get them. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.